All right, guys, it is that time of the week. Time for our Week 15 NFL predictions. We are getting toward the end, the final 4 weeks of the season. And this week, we normally make these videos on BetMGM so I can pick the spread as well as who I think will win the game. But because I'm in California right now, I can't get into my BetMGM account because sports betting's illegal in California. So we're just going to go with the old Google NFL standings, NFL games, and we're just going to rock with it. And this week we have Saturday night games as well, so we're really getting toward the end here. As always, comment your opinions. Let me know who wins each matchup, and we're going to take a look at how poorly I did at week 14 because I always do poorly. But anyway, regardless, guys, we're going to start with Thursday Night Football, Week 15. As we always do, we start with Thursday Night Football, 49ers and Seahawks. This is a big game for both teams. Niners trying to clinch the division. They can't do it with this game, but they can basically make it a foregone conclusion. Seahawks need to win this game to stay alive in the playoff hunt. It's in Seattle. Brock Purdy did a great job against the Buccaneers last week, but still, I think I have to see a little bit more. I want to see how he does on the road, but I think because the Seahawks need to win this game, I'm going to go with the Seahawks to win. It's a must-win game for them, and it's tough, always tough for anyone to play in Seattle, let alone a young quarterback like Brock Purdy. Next, we have our Saturday night football games, Vikings and Colts. Honestly, we don't need to spend too much time on this. The Vikings will win this game. I know they lost to the Lions, but they're at home. They're way better. The Colts looked good with Jeff Saturday the first game he was coaching, but since then, they're kind of a disaster as they've been most of the year. So I will go with the Vikings. Ravens and Browns. Deshaun Watson has not looked good this season by any means in his 2 games. But on the other hand, Lamar Jackson is very questionable. Tyler Huntley is very questionable. So we might have an Anthony Brown sighting. We really don't know who's going to win this or who's going to start this game for the Ravens. But they managed to beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh with all their injuries. And the Browns, I don't know, their playoff hopes are barely alive. So because of how they've played with Deshaun Watson, it hasn't been pretty at all. I still think the Ravens managed to win this game, just regardless of who starts. So I will go with the Ravens. Dolphins and Bills, great game here. Dolphins could really use this win because they've lost 2 in a row. They've already beaten the Bills this year. First time in Miami. This time they go to Buffalo. The Bills coming off a win against the Jets. It'd be great for the Dolphins to win this game. They can, but I just don't see them losing both matchups against the Bills this season, and it's always tough to win in Buffalo, so I will go with the Bills to win this game and basically have a stranglehold on the AFC East. Eagles and Bears. The Bears have been eliminated from playoff contention. I think Justin Fields will start this game. He'll play the rest of the year, I believe, but regardless, not too many teams can stop the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 12-1. The Eagles, the Bears' defense is it's almost like it's not the franchise that once had the greatest defense of all time. The Eagles will win this game, I think, pretty easily. So the Eagles, I will pick them without a doubt. Lions and Jets. Okay, the Jets have the better record, but the Lions have won, I think, 4 out of 5 games, or actually, they've won 5 in a row. They're on some streak. I think they've won. You know what? Okay, I could be wrong. I think the Lions have won 5 in a row. I should have checked beforehand, but I think they're on some crazy streak like that. They're really playing well recently. They beat the Vikings at home, and the Jets are kind of slipping a little bit. I don't know who's going to start this game for the Jets. Maybe Mike White, maybe Joe Flacco. But regardless, I think the Lions are on a roll. They have a slim chance to actually make the playoffs. So I think the Lions go on the road and beat the Jets. I don't think they'll be favored in this game, or I don't think they are favored in this game, but I like the Lions here. I really do. They're playing well. They have a lot of momentum. Steelers and Panthers. Okay. Amazingly, I see the Steelers are so weird because every time I pick them to win, they lose. And every time I pick them to lose, they win. But the Panthers somehow are only 1 game behind the Bucs for the division, the NFC going south. And with Sam Darnold, somehow they're playing okay. They just won in Seattle. And they have the tiebreaker on the Bucks, and they still play them one more time, I believe. So they're very much in the mix. At home, I think they have more to play for than the Steelers. And the Steelers, I mean, they're so inconsistent. Offense isn't pretty. I'm going with the Panthers to win this game at home. Then the Chiefs and Texans, I'm going with the Chiefs. No way to argue the Texans at all. You'd be crazy. I know they almost beat the Cowboys, but almost isn't good enough. And the Chiefs are the Chiefs. And yeah, no doubt about that for sure. I don't know the spread, but it could be like minus 15, 16, something like that for the Chiefs. I would not be surprised. That could be a beatdown for sure. Falcons and Saints. The Falcons are also 5-8 and still alive somehow in the playoff mix. Marcus Mariota is out for the season. The Falcons are rolling out second-round rookie Desmond Ridder out of Cincinnati. I think he has a lot of potential. Can he win his first career start in New Orleans? I'm going to say he does, because the Saints are probably worse than the Falcons, or definitely not better in my opinion. And the Falcons are a little bit closer to playoff contention, and the Saints offense is trash. So I will go with the Falcons to win that game. Cowboys and Jags. For me, this is the game of the week because it's the Jags, and I'm a Jags fan, of course. But honestly, this will be very interesting because the Jags are only 2 games out of the division against the Titans after they beat the Titans in a big game on the road. Super impressive. I loved seeing it last week. I mean, the last 4 games, they play the Titans again. If they beat them the last game of the week, or last game of the year, when they face the Titans in week 18, and then the other 3 games, they're 1 game better than the Titans, they could win the division. So the Jags have a lot to play for. But they play the Cowboys at home, but the Jags are going to win this game. Just trust me, okay? I know the Cowboys are great. I think they're a Super Bowl contender, 10-3, but last week was one of the only weeks I picked against my Jags, and they actually played really well. I think the Jags are somehow still in the playoff hunt, so I like them to pull off the upset at home, as they've done many times against good teams. Trevor Lawrence is looking really good. This team has a lot of momentum, and I just got a feeling. I have a super, definitely not biased feeling about that one. Cardinals and Broncos, 2 teams that have just had disastrous seasons. Probably 2 teams that should have been playoff teams, but 2 teams that have been terrible. I don't know. I really don't. Kyler Murray's out for the year, unfortunately, with a torn ACL. You know what? Because it's in Denver and the Broncos looked okay against the Chiefs, I think the Broncos will win this game at home. And I don't know if Russell Wilson's going to play, but that defense at home is going to give Colt McCoy a lot of problems. So I will say the Broncos win. Pats and Raiders. Raiders playing better football as of late. Pats not. Josh McDaniels against his former team, the Patriots, at home in Vegas. I'll go with the Raiders. I think the Pats are definitely struggling. Playoff hopes slimming. Raiders, slim playoff hopes, but their offense is better, I think, and I'll give it to them because of their home field advantage. Chargers and Titans in LA. Chargers finally have 2 healthy receivers. Their 2 guys, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, are both back, so a great sign for them. That was, in my opinion, that win against the Dolphins was a must-win. They got the job done. They're 7-6. They stay in the playoff hunt. The Titans are also 7-6, kind of slipping. They've lost 3 in a row. I'm sorry, Titans fans, but I really hope the Chargers win this game. I need a Titans loss for the Jags to have a chance. I'm going to go with the Chargers at home, regardless of the whole, wanting the Titans to lose. I still think the Chargers are playing better right now, and they have a little bit more momentum. They're at home, even though it's not really a home because it's filled with the opposing fans. But regardless, I think the Chargers are maybe playing a little bit better than the Titans right now, have a little bit more momentum. So Chargers win that game. Bengals, Bucks, good game. I mean, 2 accomplished QBs, 2 good QBs, great QBs. But at this point in time, Joe Burrow's way better than Tom Brady. I'm sorry, Tom Brady stands and fans, but Joe Burrow's going to get the job done in Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers do not look good at all. They got destroyed by the San Francisco 49ers. I don't know if they're going to win the division, but, at this point it's up in the air. But I don't think anyone can doubt that the Buccaneers are not contenders, okay? So Bengals are a way better team right now. I think Joe Burrow gets the job done against the Bucs. On the road, Sunday Night Football, Giants and Commanders, a rematch of a matchup 2 weeks ago that was a tie. These two teams very much in the playoff hunt, so it's a big game. It was a tie in the Giants stadium, but I think this time in Washington, I think the Commanders right now are a little bit better than the Giants, who are kind of declining, on the decline at this point in the season. I'm going to go with the Commanders to win at home on Sunday night. It'll kind of be a grindy, close affair like it was a couple weeks ago, but I think the Commanders, they're healthier, and I don't know. I like Taylor Heineke in big spots. He's kind of clutch. I like him. So, Commanders win. Rams and Packers final game on Monday night. Again, two more very disappointing teams. These should have been two contenders, but these are going to be two teams that missed the playoffs in the NFC. But the Rams, after Matthew Stafford went down with an injury that basically ended his season, they were one of the most unwatchable teams in the league. But with Baker Mayfield leading that incredible game-winning drive against the Raiders, Baker has made the Rams watchable. And Baker, I have to say what you want about Baker, but the man is must-watch TV. So, can he go into Lambeau on Monday night and beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers? You know what? Baker Mayfield with that 98-yard drive, no timeouts on Thursday Night Football, he's won me over. I'm going with the Rams. I mean, the Packers don't have too much to play for. It'll be interesting, but Baker, he showed me he has that dog in him. So I'm going to go with Baker to win in Lambeau. I don't know. He just won me over. I got to be honest. So maybe I'm just biased because of that. But regardless, those are my Week 15 predictions. How did we do in Week 14? Well, according to this paper that'll tell me all we need to know, I went 6-7 in Week 14, so let's just not talk about that anymore. Overall, I'm 111-83. Could be better, and it's looking more and more like I will be punished in some capacity, so we will see what happens there. But guys, definitely make sure to comment your opinions on this week's games. Comment your opinions, predictions. I want to hear them all. And like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're an NFL fan and you haven't done so already. Why not? You might like the channel. Who knows? Take a shot. Why not? And thanks so much for watching, guys. And I'll see you all in the next one.